So I stay motivated because I don't wait for motivation to come to me. I make it happen by telling my brain what to think. Hey guys, once again, before the video, I'm gonna really quickly highlight a really beautiful testimonial that I got because of a breakthrough call. So if you like this episode, you have to check out a breakthrough call with me because we take exactly the things that we learn here and we really apply it. It's a huge difference from passive listening. So let me share you this little testimonial by an amazing artist. She goes by Lianza Doodles on Instagram, and here's what she says. I got on a call with Katie yesterday and I realized I wasn't as easily discouraged as I thought I was. I've been having doubts and fears about becoming an illustrator, and the knowledge Katie shares in her coaching, videos, and posts are super helpful. If you haven't yet, please check her out. She is an amazing artist and a wonderful art coach. I cannot recommend her enough. Thank you, Katie, for all that you do to help other people. You are absolutely welcome, Lianza. Guys, check her out if you want to die from cuteness. I'll have her Instagram in the description, and I'm going to put her artwork on the screen here. So yes, knowledge in itself is nice, but applied knowledge is how you really make changes in your life. Okay, on to the video. So this is a question that I get asked so often when it comes to art. Like whenever I do those Q&As on Instagram, right? Like ask me questions, there's always a few, like at least 3 questions of like, how do you stay motivated? What do you do in order to get motivated? What do you do if you don't have any motivation? So some days we just don't feel like getting out of bed. So how are we supposed to create art when we can't even be bothered to brush our teeth, right? So I want you to notice what your thoughts are when you wake up. What are they? Is it, is that the first thing that comes to mind? Maybe it's like, here we go again. You need to get moving. This sucks. What's wrong with me? What's wrong with my life? Look at all the things I have to do. I have so much to do, but I have no motivation. If those are the kind of thoughts that we're having in the morning, there's a real slim chance that we're going to have a fulfilling, motivated day. A quote from my teacher, Brooke Castillo, that I love is, if your thoughts suck, your life probably sucks too. A lot of us think that motivation happens to us. Like there's this magical pixie fairy that sprinkles motivation dust all over us, and it's this magical experience that we have no control over. Motivation comes from the mind. And what creates the feeling of motivation? Our thoughts. All of our feelings are created by our thoughts. So if our current programming isn't summoning motivation for us, then we need to stop relying on our autopilot brain to do the thinking for us, right? Like we have to be thinking and feeling on purpose. And the best way I have found to do this is by having a daily morning routine that I freaking love. I am excited to get out of bed in the morning because I know that reading a business or self-help, self-improvement book is part of my schedule in the morning. Which, doing this is such a great way of reminding myself of the mindset that I want to have from the smartest people in the world. I mean, books are an insane value steal, It's like Secrets to the Universe for $20. And also, there's a saying out there where you are the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. So because I don't know these people in person, I spend the most time with them by reading books, by listening to podcasts, by filling my brain with their words and being around them how I can. And from what I've seen so far too, a big common trait between very successful people is that they're big readers. Loish, she shared on a podcast called The Art Side of Life that she confessed that she reads a lot of self-help books, actually, as well as other types of reading. And then Noah Bradley, if you guys have heard of him, he's a really famous environment illustrator. He does a lot of work for Magic the Gathering. And he is really well known from his blog posts and stuff like that he reads tons of business books. Which, business books is essentially personal development books because running a business is the greatest personal development tool there is, which, by the way, you all are. Okay? If you are an artist looking to make money with your art, you are a business owner. Try that thought on. I personally find it really empowering. Like, fuck yeah, I'm a business owner. Even if you have never made a dollar, okay? So try that on. You are a business owner. Instead of, oh, art is my hobby, I'm an aspiring artist. Like, no. You are an artist. You are a business owner. Anyway, a really amazing motivation tool part of it, in my morning routine, part of my morning routine is affirmations or mental rehearsals. They're very similar in my eyes. But here is the science behind affirmations. It's not just pretty, fairy, nice sounding words. You have a part of your brain called the reticular activating system. And its function is to filter out information so that you don't go insane. There's so much sensory stimulation in the world that if you didn't have a filter, it would be sensory overload. It's why even in a really crowded place, you can hear your name being called out. So your reticular activating system will filter things based on what you're currently focusing on, right? So it's trying to like make sure that you are only getting the information that you need. And this was, helpful back like 2 million years ago, because if you're focusing on gathering food, right, you're gonna be only looking out for berries and all that kind of stuff. If you're focusing on danger, that's what you're gonna be looking out for. Or the other thing it uses to filter things out is your beliefs. So if you have a belief that you aren't good enough, that is the evidence it will look for, and it's gonna ignore everything else. So using affirmations is telling your brain what to focus on. So this is really amazing for goal setting and for practicing believing in something new. So I said to myself every single day in the morning that I am moving to Bali by October. I really had no idea how I was going to make this happen, and not knowing how also made my brain very uncomfortable. But when you practice something enough and you finally believe it even before it happens, now that is really, really motivating. I also have other sentences in there in the morning that I say to myself, like, I am so confident. I do things that scare me all of the time. That is also super motivating. And honestly, before 2018, I never ever thought I could put myself and the word confidence in the same sentence unless the word lack was in it. But I practice believing I am confident every single morning. I tell my brain what to think. And there's a part of me that believes that, because I do things that scare me all the time. So you want to find thoughts that you believe, and you want to practice believing them, right? You want to practice saying them to yourself and thinking on purpose. And also your brain, it remembers thoughts that have significant emotions tied to it. That is why we form beliefs, is because there's something happened in our lives where a certain circumstance triggered a very, very strong emotional response. And so that is how beliefs are really formed, because there's such a strong emotion tied to it. And oftentimes, we sometimes don't remember the actual circumstance or the actual event that happened, but we really remember the feeling that it's created. And then our belief is really tied to that. So don't do affirmations with no energy, right? Say it like you really mean it. Like, put some oomph into it. Like, really practice generating your own emotions. I have maybe 6 or so sentences that I repeat to myself 10 times every morning while I stand in a Wonder Woman pose, which apparently is the most empowering pose to be. Like, there's science behind where if you are in a pose, or if you are in an empowering pose, you're getting your body into it, and your body is going to create chemicals in your body that has to do with those emotions of confidence, empowerment, all that kind of stuff. And also, I'm smiling, and I'm really saying it to get myself excited. But just like learning a new skill, it's gonna feel really awkward in the beginning. okay? It's not gonna feel good. You're gonna be very conscious, and you're maybe gonna kind of laugh at kind of yourself. You know, you're gonna be like, this is so weird that I'm talking to myself. But you know what? Let it be awkward and keep doing it anyway. I feel so good now after my affirmations in the morning, and I look forward to doing them every morning. And I don't want to miss them because I know who doesn't want to feel good, right? It feels so good when you keep doing it and your body starts to like really respond to it. So I stay motivated because I don't wait for motivation to come to me. I make it happen by telling my brain what to think. I have post-it notes in my room with my goals written in the past tense as if they're already completed, and I look at them and I repeat them in my head, and I really, really practice believing them. And I say it in my mind with some force, and also I get shivers down my back, you know, when a thought or when something I'm trying to believe is really amazing and I really, really resonate with it. And now I've gotten to the point where I've memorized my affirmations. Like, I really remember those, I think it's like, yeah, 6 sentences. And, you know, whenever I have time and whenever I remember that I'm like, oh, I'm not really doing anything, like when I'm falling asleep, sometimes my mind is racing. And when I realize my mind is racing, I just start to say my affirmations. I just start to repeat those sentences that I constantly want my brain to be remembering and thinking. And as you keep doing this every day, your brain is going to remember this sooner and easier, and you're totally going to just like, these are going to become more and more automatic. So this is how I stay motivated. I highly, highly recommend having a morning routine that jazzes you up. It's done incredible things for me. The results that I've gotten because of it has been so amazing, and I just feel so much better about my day and my life. And it's like, and even when I was, you know, living in my dad's house, like totally starting out, like my business wasn't going anywhere. I was still figuring things out. I was like not really sure what the hell I was doing. But because of this morning routine, because I was committed to like doing this every day, but that's also because I really believed that, yeah, it makes so much sense. If I'm telling my brain what to think on purpose regularly, it's just like a skill, and eventually it's going to be automatic. I really believe that. So I was like, yeah, of course this is going to work. So I did it every day. So yes, this is what I very much recommend. This is how to stay motivated, is you don't wait for motivation. You make it happen for yourself. Okay, thank you guys so much. I hope this was really helpful. If you like this episode, remember, I am here to help. You can book a call. It's in the description below. It's all there. I'm so looking forward to talking with you. I've had an amazing time lately speaking and meeting each and every one of you. It's been such a pleasure and an honor. So thank you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!